Twisted genius. Dream life beast.
What if I never made it to the top? What if that meant that I was never meant to rock? Would it be the reason that it finally make me stop? Or make me go hard and give it everything I got? Made a promise to them all, I'ma push it till I drop. If it's in the Lord's will, I bring it back to the block. I ain't made it through the door, but I put cracks in the lock. While my way from on the bottom, now I'm headed for the top.
What's up? Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification so you know when I'm coming and how I'm coming. And let's hop right into it for today. Today I got a twisted update. And I don't know if y'all heard, but it's a pretty crazy story going around about this guy who killed the guy. Hold up. Don't be alarmed yet. He killed the guy for selling his daughter into sex trafficking. It was a father charged with killing a man who sold his daughter into sex trafficking ring. Let me start off by saying I'm not mad at him. Based off the title alone, I'm not mad at that. Can't say that I'm mad at that. I can't lie and say I got a problem with it. Hey, let's see what exactly happened and what the details are. Let's see if my feelings remain. So, a 60-year-old father from Washington State has been charged in the murder of a teen who was found dead nearly a year after he allegedly sold the man's underage daughter into a sex trafficking ring for $1,000. Not only was she underage, but you also sold my daughter for $1,000. Still agree with what I said in the beginning so far. Yep. John Eisenman of Spokane was arrested last Friday in the slaying of the 19-year-old Aaron Sorensen, according to Kiro News 7. Kiro. Police say Sorensen was killed in November 2020, but his body wasn't discovered until late last month in the trunk of an abandoned car in Spokane. So not only did he take this guy out, but he left him in the trunk of an abandoned car for about a year. I know what y'all saying. Still sound like, oh, he's a bad guy. I'm still not convinced. He's such a bad guy. Sorensen had been dating Eisenman's daughter in October 2020 when he pocketed $1,000 from a Seattle sex ring in exchange for the girl, police said. Back in Spokane, Eisenman found out about the arrangement and went to Seattle later the same month, found his daughter, and returned home with her. A month later, Eisenman discovered that Sorensen was planning to come back to Spokane, KIRO reports. For Sorensen, it was a fatal decision. Eisenman confronted his daughter's boyfriend in Airway Heights, west of Spokane. There, he overpowered the young man, cuffed his limbs with zip ties, and threw him in the trunk of a car, according to a public statement by the Spokane Police Department. Once incapacitated, Sorensen was hit in the head with a cinder block and stabbed multiple times in the stomach, causing him to bleed to death, KIRO reported. Eisenman allegedly abandoned the car in North Spokane County, where the man's body languished for nearly a full year, according to the police accounts. Eventually, someone believed to be unaware of the body accessed the car and drove it across town to East Everett Avenue, but police have not indicated whom that person was. On October 22nd, several people rummaging through the vehicle were shocked to find the body in the trunk and called police, according to the police statement on Facebook. So he done zip tied him, he hit him with a cinder block, and stabbed him a bunch of times. Well, it's planned out. That might be the only issue I have with this story. Sorensen's body was unidentified last Friday, and Eisenman was taken into custody the same day on charges of first-degree murder. Now, the only bad thing I see about this, even though I still say it's somehow justified in my mind, is it was premeditation. After he went and got his daughter back, if the guy never came back around them, or never tried to come get the girl back or anything of that nature, you would think usually it's a dead situation. But how does that turn out for a father who's trying to protect his daughter? You sold my kid into a sex ring, which a lot of people don't come back from now, for $1,000. I would want to also know more into the story. Like, was she kidnapped? Was she willingly doing things? Was she on drugs? Was there, not to say any of that justifies his action for selling her into a sex ring, but I would want to know more, because then that would paint a clearer picture on how the whole thing was able to take place. Because I know this just isn't no happy home, and she was just this perfect girl, and she was just snatched away and sold into a sex ring, not knowing what was going on in it. And if it is, again, he's even more justified if that's the case. If that happens to be the case. But one thing you ain't gonna never change is how a father is supposed to react to somebody harming his daughter. Because when you think about it, I hate to watch movies where people are getting raped, or their family, wives and kids, whoever, are getting killed in front of them. But I absolutely love watching the ones when the people get back at the people who did those things to them. I love those stories. I love those movies. The whole time you're celebrating for those people to get taken care of, pretty much like this, in the same situation. So I can't say that I'm 100% against him. I like I said, it's probably a little bit more to the story. I would definitely want to know a few more details. But just going off of this, I'm going to say I don't necessarily not agree with them. That's just picture. That's basically saying, like, if I have a daughter, let's say a young daughter, and she's outside of our home playing near the street, and a van drives at the corner of the block, opens the door, some man hops out, walks up the block, grabs her, then takes off down the street. You as the parent come running out the door with a gun, because you see somebody grab your child and take off running. They drop her while they're running. You shoot them and kill them, and still get charged for murder. I know it isn't exactly like that, but it's kind of, sort of the same thing. You kidnapped you didn't get away. You kidnapped my daughter. You didn't get away. I caught you. I got her back. But you still kidnapped my daughter. I think there should be some sort of parental clause, maybe, that says if that act is committed in defense or in a matter of protecting your child, then it should be a lesser charge. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll be right back.